The morning sunlight filtered through the dusty windows of the small cottage where Captain Aaron Hale lived. For 15 years, he had not stepped outside of this quiet life, not since retiring from the human fleet. The walls were lined with old medals, faded photographs of his crew, and a few trinkets from alien worlds he had visited long ago. Sometimes, he would sit in his worn armchair, staring at a picture of a young alien girl smiling up at him, wondering if she was safe or even alive. That girl had been just a child during the war, terrified and confused, and he had promised to protect her. Aaron had thought that promise ended the day the war ended, but that thought was about to be proven wrong. A soft chime rang from his communication device, startling him. It was rare for anyone to contact him these days. The screen flickered to life, showing a holographic image of an official Earth representative looking worried. "Captain Hale," the representative began, "we have an urgent matter requiring your experience. An alien ship has appeared in orbit. They request your presence immediately." Aaron leaned back, rubbing his temples. He had thought his days of adventure were over. "An alien ship?" he asked quietly, almost to himself. "After all this time—" "Yes, sir," the representative said. "They are the Lyrae, and they have a message, personally for you." The words made Aaron's heart skip. The Lyrae. He remembered them well. Beautiful, tall aliens with luminous skin and eyes that seemed to see through to the soul. And he remembered one in particular, a small girl who had clung to him during the chaos of battle. The memories of her frightened eyes and trusting gaze came rushing back. Without another word, Aaron left his cottage, making his way to the spaceport. The journey was short, but each step felt heavy with the weight of years. He had been a hero once, a human who had turned the tide of the war in favor of the Lyrae, but now he was just an old man, unsure if his wisdom still mattered. When he arrived at the Lyrae ship, it was more magnificent than he remembered. The hull shimmered in subtle colors that shifted like liquid light. Humans had never built anything quite like it. He was guided inside by 2 Lyrae officers, their movements graceful and precise. The ship's interior was clean, luminous, and strangely warm. As he followed the corridor to the meeting hall, a strange feeling settled in his chest, a mixture of anticipation and nostalgia. Then he saw her. The alien girl who had once been a frightened child now stood tall and confident, her posture commanding and her eyes full of strength. She was no longer a child. She had grown into a warrior. Her long hair flowed behind her, and her armor gleamed faintly under the lights. When she saw him, her expression changed instantly, and she took a deep bow. "Captain Aaron Hale," she said, her voice steady and clear. "It is an honor to serve you again." Aaron felt his chest tighten. "Nira," he said softly, hardly believing his ears. You're alive." "I am," she replied, straightening. "Thanks to you, I survived. And now I serve my people, but I could not come without seeing you first. We need your guidance." The room fell silent. The other Lyrae officers waited respectfully, but their eyes were full of curiosity. Aaron took a moment to study her. She was no longer the small, trembling child he remembered. She exuded confidence and authority. Her people must have trained her well. "Guidance?" he asked, still unsure what he was stepping into. Nira nodded. "A new threat has appeared in the galaxy, one that we cannot face alone. We need your experience, Captain. Your knowledge of strategy, your wisdom in leadership. It could save us all." Aaron felt a pang of doubt. He was old now. His body was slower, his reflexes dulled. Could he really make a difference? "I'm not sure I'm the man you think I am anymore," he said. "You are exactly the man we remember," Nira said firmly. "Your courage, your wisdom, your humanity, they are unparalleled. You taught us what it means to fight with honor, and I have trained for 15 years, learning everything I can so I can stand beside you now. I will not leave without you." Aaron swallowed hard. He remembered the day he had rescued her. The battlefield had been chaotic, filled with smoke and fire, screams and explosions. She had been clinging to a broken pillar, terrified, while enemy forces surrounded them. He had taken a risk, running into the fire to pull her to safety. He had never forgotten that moment, and apparently neither had she. The representative from Earth spoke up hesitantly. "Captain Hale, if I may?" Aaron shook his head. "No. Let her speak first." Nira continued. "The enemy ship you see in orbit is only the beginning. They have stolen advanced technology and are attacking systems we once protected together. If we fail, your world, my people, and countless others will fall. We need your guidance to stop them." At that moment, a loud alarm echoed through the Lyrae ship. Red lights flashed, and the floor vibrated with a low hum. Nira's face hardened. "They are attacking," she said. "A nearby outpost has already fallen. Captain, you must come with me." Aaron took a deep breath. He looked at Nira, seeing the resolve in her eyes. The child he had once protected had become a leader in her own right. But she still needed him, and somehow the weight of 15 years fell away. "I will come," he said finally. "Lead the way." As they moved toward the launch bay, Nira explained the situation in detail. The enemy was a mysterious species called the Kryn, known for their brutal tactics and advanced technology. They had been quietly expanding through the galaxy, striking vulnerable colonies, and the Lyrae had been trying to stop them without success. Nira had hoped to call on other commanders, but she insisted that only someone with a deep understanding of both human and Lyrae strategies could outthink the Kryn. When they reached the launch bay, Aaron was struck by the sight of the ships. They were sleek, agile, and bristling with weapons. Despite his age, a spark of excitement flickered in his chest. The thrill of command, the urgency of battle, it all felt familiar. "You'll be safe with me," Nira said, as they boarded one of the smaller command vessels. "I have trained all my life for this moment. I will protect you." Aaron smiled faintly. "And I will trust you, Nira, just like I did 15 years ago." The engines roared to life, and the ship lifted off smoothly, leaving Earth behind. As they entered space, Aaron gazed out the viewport at the distant planets and stars. He remembered the countless battles, the victories and losses, and the human spirit that had always carried them through. Even now, he felt that same determination rising within him. Nira sat beside him, her eyes fixed on the view ahead. "Captain, I never forgot what you did for me. I vowed I would never let your efforts be wasted. I trained, I learned, I fought, all for this moment." Aaron looked at her, seeing not just the warrior, but the loyal, determined soul who had grown from a frightened child into a leader. "You've done well, Nira. I'm proud of you." Suddenly, the ship's sensors beeped urgently. A cluster of enemy vessels appeared on the screen, moving fast and aggressive. Nira's jaw tightened. "They found us faster than I expected," she said. Aaron leaned over the controls, examining the tactical display. "Calm down. Let's think. We know their style. They strike quickly, try to surround, and exploit weaknesses in defense. We can use that against them." Nira nodded. "Yes, Captain. I will follow your orders." The first enemy ship fired, its energy beams lighting up the darkness of space. Nira's fingers moved quickly over the controls, dodging and returning fire. Aaron, though older, gave precise commands, anticipating the Kryn's movements, guiding Nira with a sharp mind honed over decades of war. Together they moved like a single unit, one the Kryn could not have expected. Aaron's experience and Nira's skill created a perfect synergy. Each maneuver, each counterattack, was calculated and deliberate. After an intense exchange, the enemy retreated, leaving a trail of disabled ships behind. Nira exhaled, relief mixed with exhilaration. "We did it, Captain. Just like old times." Aaron smiled, feeling a warmth he hadn't felt in years. "Yes, Nira, just like old times. And this is only the beginning. We have much to do." As they set course for the next system, Nira looked at him with admiration and determination. "I will not fail you, Captain. Not now, not ever." Aaron's gaze drifted to the stars, knowing that their journey would be dangerous, but also knowing that humanity, combined with courage and loyalty, could still make a difference in the galaxy. For the first time in years, he felt alive again, and with Nira by his side, he was ready to face whatever came next. The quiet moment passed, and soon, the vastness of space awaited them, full of unknown dangers and challenges. But Aaron Hale, old yet wise, and Nira, brave and loyal, were ready to stand together once more. And somewhere deep inside, Aaron realized that 15 years had not weakened their bond. It had made it stronger. The small command ship cut through the darkness of space, gliding toward the system where the Kryn threat had been first reported. Aaron Hale sat in the captain's chair, his hands resting lightly on the console. The hum of the engines filled the quiet cabin, and Nira stood beside him, her eyes scanning the tactical display with precision. "This system has multiple colonies," Nira said, her voice steady. "If the Kryn take control here, they can move into the Lyrae sector and then toward human space. We cannot let that happen." Aaron nodded. "We need to be careful but decisive. They'll expect us to defend passively. We'll give them a surprise instead. Tell me the layout of the colonies." Nira tapped a few commands on the screen. 3 main colonies, all lightly defended after the initial evacuation. The Kryn have set up forward positions near asteroid fields and debris clusters. They'll try to ambush us if we approach openly." Aaron leaned forward, eyes narrowing. "Then we won't approach openly. We'll split our forces. Small teams will move along hidden routes while we draw their attention with a decoy. When they focus on us, the other teams hit their flanks." Nira's eyes sparkled with admiration. "You're amazing, Captain. Even after all these years, you see strategies they cannot predict." Aaron smiled faintly. "Experience, Nira. I may be older, but my mind is still sharp, and you will learn quickly. This is how humans think in war: predict, adapt, and use every advantage." The first step was reconnaissance. Nira piloted the ship expertly, weaving through the asteroid belts, while Aaron directed sensors to locate Kryn positions. As they approached the outer perimeter, the enemy detected them. Red warning lights flashed, and a deep alarm echoed through the cabin. "They know we're here," Nira said, tension in her voice. "Shall I engage?" Aaron shook his head. "Not yet. Let them see us, but keep our shields low profile. We need them to believe they have the upper hand." The Kryn fleet moved toward them, aggressive and fast. Their ships were dark, jagged, and bristling with weapons. Aaron studied the formations. "They're confident," he said quietly. "Good." "Overconfidence is dangerous." Nira raised an eyebrow. "That's human wisdom, Captain?" "Yes," he replied with a small smile, "and now we use it against them." As the Kryn drew closer, Aaron gave the order. "Activate decoy signals on the left. Send false readings of our fleet size. Keep their sensors busy. Meanwhile, we'll position our hidden teams to flank them." Nira's fingers danced over the controls. "Decoy activated. Hidden route set. Teams in position." The Kryn ships fired at the decoy, believing it to be the main command vessel. Explosions lit up the darkness, but the human and Lyrae teams remained unseen, moving into their strategic positions. Aaron felt a thrill he had not experienced in years. The thrill of command, the tension of the unknown, the quiet confidence that the plan would work. "Now," he said, eyes bright with focus, Release the hidden teams. Sensors showed the Kryn flanks being hit simultaneously. They had been so focused on the decoy that they did not notice the coordinated attack. The hidden teams struck fast and precise, disabling the enemy ships before they could react. Nira cheered softly. "It's working! Captain, it's working!" Aaron allowed himself a small nod of satisfaction. "Good, but stay alert. The Kryn will adapt quickly. They never give up easily." True to his words, a large Kryn flagship emerged from behind an asteroid cluster, bigger and more heavily armed than the others. Its energy cannons charged, and it fired a massive beam toward the decoy. Nira dove the command ship to the side, barely avoiding the blast. "They're trying to destroy our main vessel," Nira shouted, her voice full of determination. "Then we make them regret it," Aaron said calmly. "Target the flagship's engines. Disable it before it can strike again." Nira executed the maneuvers perfectly. Under Aaron's guidance, she aimed the ship's weapons at precise points on the enemy ship. After several tense minutes, explosions rippled through the flagship, and it drifted helplessly in space. The smaller Kryn ships, seeing their flagship crippled, began retreating. Nira let out a sigh of relief. "Captain, we did it. The colonies are safe, at least for now." Aaron leaned back, exhaustion and satisfaction mixing. "This is only the beginning, Nira. But today we reminded them what humans and our allies can do." As they surveyed the battlefield, Nira approached him. "Captain, I have to tell you, all these years I trained for this moment, to fight beside you, to honor the protection you gave me as a child. I could never forget you." Aaron looked at her, feeling a warmth he had not felt in years. "You have grown into a remarkable leader, Nira. Strong, brave, and loyal. I am proud to have helped guide you, even if it was long ago." Nira smiled. "And I will continue to follow your guidance, not because I must, but because I want to. You showed me what it means to fight for honor, to protect others, and to never give up. That lesson stays with me." Aaron studied her carefully. "You've learned well, more than well. You've surpassed even what I could have hoped for. You are ready for anything." The two of them stood quietly, looking at the remnants of the battle. Debris floated gently in space, silent witnesses to the conflict. Despite the destruction, a sense of hope filled the command ship. Humanity and the Lyrae had worked together, and the bond forged in war long ago had proven its strength once again. Suddenly, the ship's communications beeped urgently. It was the Lyrae Council. "Captain Hale, Commander Nira," the voice said, tense but respectful. "Your actions have saved countless lives. The Kryn are retreating, and the colonies remain intact. You have restored hope to our people." Nira nodded and looked at Aaron. "They respect you as much as I do, Captain. Your presence matters more than you realize." Aaron felt a wave of humility. 15 years ago, he had thought his work was done. But seeing Nira now, seeing the difference one human could make, he realized that hope and courage were timeless. They were not limited by age, species, or circumstance. As the ship returned to Lyrae space, Aaron reflected on the journey. He had faced war, fear, and uncertainty, but the human spirit had always endured. And now it had inspired another generation, one that would continue to protect the galaxy. Nira sat beside him, quiet for a moment, then spoke softly. "Captain, may I ask something?" Aaron looked at her. "Anything, Nira. Will you stay with us for a while? Teach us more, help us prepare for what's ahead. I want to learn from you, not just as a soldier, but as a human who understands courage and wisdom in a way we cannot." Aaron smiled, feeling a sense of purpose he had not felt in years. "Yes, Nira, I will stay, not just to teach, but to guide, to remind you and your people that even in the darkest times, humans will find a way to protect and endure." Nira's eyes shone with gratitude. Thank you, Captain. It will always be an honor to serve you. Aaron leaned back in his chair, gazing out at the stars. The galaxy was vast and full of challenges, but he was no longer alone. By his side was Nira, a warrior who had once been a frightened child, now strong and unwavering. Together they would face whatever threats came next, combining human ingenuity with Lyra's skill. The stars stretched endlessly before them, each one a reminder of the possibilities and the hope that humanity carried. Aaron knew that the Kryn were only one enemy among many, but today had proven that courage, wisdom, and loyalty could overcome even the most formidable threats. For the first time in 15 years, Aaron Hale felt truly alive again. The galaxy was dangerous, but he was ready. And with Nira by his side, he knew that the future, whatever it held, was worth fighting for. As the ship moved through the quiet reaches of space, Nira repeated the words that had begun this journey, but now with deeper meaning and feeling. It will always be an honor to serve you, Captain. Aaron looked at her, and for the first time he understood that the honor was mutual. To guide, to protect, and to see the next generation rise. This was the true reward of a lifetime of service. And as the stars stretched before them, both human and Lyrae, old and new, understood that the galaxy's future was brighter because of their courage, their bond, and the enduring spirit of humanity. And with that, they prepared for the next mission, knowing that together they could face anything.